Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I wanted to talk about finding time to create, because that seems to be a very difficult thing and I struggle with it. Some days, some months are harder than others. It varies. So if it's a problem for me, I'm going to safely assume that other people have issues with it as well. So that's kind of why I wanted to discuss it today. There are things you can do to make it easier on yourself when you are trying to find time to create, find time to be inspired, to work on projects, things like this. One of the things that seems sort of innocuous but works really well is actually choosing your attitude. And that's kind of starting your day going into, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to create, these are the things I want to get out of the day, and I'm going to choose to go into it despite everything going on around me in a positive sort of mental attitude. Now, getting organized is kind of crucial. So knowing where your stuff is and being able to put your hands on it saves you a ton of time. It actually is very helpful, very beneficial. Make sure your space is cleaned and you know how to find and locate your stuff. Another thing that you can do, because that really helps with usage and efficiency, would be, are there times of the day where you just feel more creative? And personally, I am a night person. We kind of know this about me. I am much more creative at night. So that's when I tend to want to work. So knowing that about yourself can be really helpful and sort of tap into those time periods in the day. Making a to-do list, and what I do with my to-do list is I put the one I want to do the least at the top. Sort of the one I see as taking either the longest time or something I'm the least interested in doing. Maybe it's just like a horrible chore that I absolutely loathe or whatever it is. That's the thing I do first. And then everything else compared to that just seems easier, and it's kind of all downhill from there. The other thing is what I'm doing now. It's double duty. So I am currently making a video and making a card for someone. So doing double duty like this is also, when you're waiting in line, sometimes when I go places with people, if it's like grocery store or something, I will ask if it's okay if I just wait in the car. And I will draw while I'm in the car because I don't have time at any other time. So waiting for me is a chance to get more drawing done and get creative, come up with ideas for different projects, like brainstorming. And people watching for sketching is always super helpful. There's another thing that really helped me identify what I do during the day, and that was writing down what I did every hour. So I grabbed just a scratch piece of paper, and you can do a fancy sketchbook, you can do whatever it is you want to use. But I wrote down how I spent every minute of every day, and I did that for 3 days. And I identified sort of my time wasters, my, the things that, my interruptions. And in doing so, I realized that I spend way more time on social media than I knew. And that I should be doing my social media and playing around online during my free time. And it's very crucial that you carve out free time for yourself. You need to carve out your relaxation time and your self-care time And those are two different times. So have a certain time of the day for yourself that's just for you, that's just relaxing. Maybe it's, you know, looking at funny TikToks or Instagrams or whatever it is to relax and unwind, watch your programs. I started moving everything to after the kids are in bed. So after the kids are in bed, I can then go online and play around and search tons of things and waste time and relax and do it that way, but not before. I just combined it. And my self-care time is sort of in the mornings. I am not creative in the morning, and I take my mornings really, really slow. And it sets my day off better. Like, I have a better attitude in the day when I start my mornings really slow and just relaxing. And then I leave my phone far away, and then I don't beat myself up if, you know, I fail or tank, because that doesn't help me at all either. So identifying where you can eliminate your time wasters or combine them to your sort of protected time. And then the other thing is, as I get older, I've learned how to say no to things a little bit better. Things that I think aren't helpful, aren't things that are necessary for me. Maybe they're not even good for me. Maybe they're with toxic people or toxic situation. And I've just learned to say no. And that can be just as helpful for helping to find and create and make it more time. When you understand sort of saying yes every single time isn't exactly a good thing, especially if it's wearing you thin and you're giving 100% and the other person isn't. Like, things need to be identified if you're constantly saying yes to certain situations and you're not getting a lot out of it and you're losing all your time. There's a thing called Parkinsons Law. And Parkinson's Law sort of states that if you have time to work on a project and you have like a whole day to do something, then it'll take you the whole day to do it. But if you sort of, I don't know, leverage your time or think about how you want to condense your time and allot yourself a very short period of time to do something, then it'll take you that shorter period of time. So if it takes me 90 minutes to do a 10-minute video, then that is the only amount of time I'm going to carve out. I'm not going to give myself half a day to do it, because then it will take the half a day to make this video. And I don't want that. That's a time waster. So give yourself time to do what's meaningful to you with your protected time. Say no to things that you're on the fence about. If it's a maybe, it's a no. Because otherwise you would definitely be saying yes to it if it's something you really, really wanted to do. And if you want to feel more creative, create sort of a notebook, a sketchbook, a place that you can find ideas and inspiration in other people. Maybe it's, you know, hopping on YouTube, maybe it's hopping on, you know, Instagram, but make sure that when you're using this time, your creative time that you've carved out, that you're doing it in a productive way that helps you and contributes to the things you want to do. So write down what you're doing during the day. Choose your attitude, get organized. I did an entire watercolor challenge that was 5 minutes a day back in 2017. I will link that sketchbook tour. You can get a lot done in 5 minutes a day. I just made a card with 2 cats and some paw prints. So you can get some painting done in a very short amount of time and still create. It's what you choose to give your time to is what's important to you. And yes, there's some things that we absolutely have to do, but if we look at how we budget and manage our time and really, really concentrate and hone down, we can find little windows and little opportunities. If you're baking something and you're sitting there watching the oven, maybe you could have a sketchbook nearby. If you're sitting, I don't know, in line to pick somebody up from school or something, maybe you can have a sketchbook nearby. There's some things we can do to sort of maximize double time our time a little bit and figure out when we feel creative and when we want to do stuff. I hope this video helps. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.